Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Thursday. That means Shades of Bravo, Shady Bravo, whatever we're calling it. It's Thursday. That means we talk about Bravo. And I've got my friend here, Deanna Cheng, who's long suffering with a cold, poor thing. But she's here, she's doing it, and I appreciate it very, very much, Deanna. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Mary. I think I left on your voicemail because we were trying to figure out if today was going to happen or not with this cold.
Yes.
I think I said Metamucil instead of Mucinex. Is that accurate?
I literally, this is the first time I've been home all day, so I have not even listened to it.
Okay.
I didn't even look at my phone today.
I took my Metamucil and then wait, no, it wasn't Metamucil.
You're like, Mucinex. I wasn't trying to poop. I was trying to, yeah.
I got to tell you that Mucinex is delightful. It's powerful stuff.
Do you ever take the Mucinex D that you have to get behind the counter because it's like what they make meth out of? That's the strongest one.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Should I get that?
If you feel that just DM or regular Mucinex, if you feel like you could kick it up a notch, Mucinex D will knock out whatever ails you, but you feel a slight bit cracky, just a little cracky.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, I'm not like a medicine type gal. You know, I feel like my parents, we never had, we weren't like Christian Scientists or anything, but I feel like we never had medicine. You know, we weren't, certain families, it's like, take this, take that.
That's me.
Okay,
That's
we didn't have that growing up. So I'm always like, oh, wow, look at this medicine working. You know, it's just so shocking.
Yeah. I bet when you take things, it really works because I take everything, and so probably everything only half works.
Yeah, the system is clear.
Yeah, so my family was the medicine family, and now I'm the medicine family. So like my neighbor, Mary, who's one of my best friends, is always like, anything you need, go down to the Gilberts. They have it all. We've got prescription, non-prescription. We've got it all.
I love it. I feel safe. That feels nice and cozy to me.
Because if they don't have it, at least we know. But you know what happens at their house is they have a full pub in their basement. So if there's any drink I ever need, I know that they're going to have it.
This is really a great community we've got here. We're sorted.
It's a good balance. Balance.
All the needs are met, which I love.
Oh, good. If you hear my dog barking, I'm sorry. Like I say, there are 3 other people over the age of 18 in this house that could be dealing with the dogs. But they're not. And here I am in my office working. So, yeah. Eventually somebody will get it.
Faint little woof in the back. Nothing.
Just woof. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it's picking up.
Yeah, it's picking up. And then one gets the other one going. And then they really, the little one goes into another room and barks in solidarity, but from another room just in case there's any actual danger. She wants to be safe. So she'll go into the other room and like go under the bed and bark like, I'm with you.
But I'm also here. Yeah.
I'm over here just in case any real shit goes down. I don't want to be. I don't. You handle it. You handle it. Now we're here to talk about Bravo, and we have 3 franchises currently. We've got Salt Lake City, Potomac, and Beverly Hills. So, how are you feeling about these 3? Are you feeling a real strong pull to one of the 3?
I gotta say, I'm enjoying myself right now overall. You know, it doesn't feel like we have these crazy storylines like the Erica Jane situation or the Jen Shah or, you know, it's not that kind of heightened wow factor.
Yes. It's not like in the times of Scandival where we were just frantic.
We're frantic. We're out of our minds. We don't know how to, sort ourselves.
Yes.
But I'm just enjoying. You know, I'm happy to have everything on. And Miami is on. Are you watching?
Yes, I completely forgot about Miami. I'm not even sure what night it comes on. It just appears on my DVR, and then I'm like, yes, now I need to watch it. Yeah. I don't even know what night it comes on, but it's there.
Yeah. I just let them come to me, as well. Like when the shows in general, there's only I always know there's something for me Sunday night. Can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Sorry. I was hitting my mute button.
Oh, okay.
Because of the dogs. Potomac. Sunday night is Potomac, right? Yeah. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Atlanta, and then maybe we're getting Atlanta back. I don't know. But you know what I heard today?
Yes. No.
I heard well, you don't know, but I'll tell you. What I heard today was I think it was, okay, so it was Kristen Takeman was on Jeff Lewis Live. That's what it was.
Okay.
And she was saying that the Ultimate Girls Trip with the original
Ramona
Roni.
and
Yeah, it's like December 17th or something. Like it's just around the corner.
I did see that date somewhere.
No trailer, no ads.
Wow.
No super teas. Nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know.
It's hard. It feels like we're not getting it, but we are.
I know. They're going to like do it to like they did the Carolyn Manzo one. They're going to take it from us.
It does feel like they're going to take it from us. It doesn't feel safe. It feels scary. It feels really scary. We need it.
I'm going on vacation and I want to download the 3 to watch on the airplane. So
yes, that's how you take a nice flight, you know?
That's what I need. So I'm feeling pretty good. Potomac comes and goes for me, and maybe it's because I live in this area. But this week's episode with the pickleball and just here comes Ray. Just pickles are green.
Pickles are green.
Look at us in our green. It's green. Just rolling Ray out. Just tottering on the court.
I know. God bless him.
God bless.
He was really leaning into the green. Like that was his whole focus. I mean, and to have the Grand Dame try to like make this a pickleball healing session. Ambitious.
Are you a pickleballer yourself?
I am. I have never played with 4 people on each side.
It's a 2-person game. I mean, it's like 1 and 1.
Now maybe
singles.
Usually it's 2 and 2, but they were playing it like 4 and 4.
Okay, well, there seems like with 4 and 4, there's nowhere for the ball to land. Like it has to land at your feet. Too many people. Yeah.
Too many people. So I was like, I don't know if that's a thing that I just don't know about or if they just wanted everyone on the court at the same time. I don't know what was happening there.
Okay, I'm not a pickleballer, but I'm hoping to become one in the new year once it warms up. It just got cold, so it's going to be. Well, this is my excuse. I'm kicking it down the field. I think that because I used to be decent, not good, but decent at tennis.
Yeah,
and I had to stop because I really hurt my wrist, and now my wrist has had a surgery and is healed. I feel like pickleball is just about my speed.
It's you know what you end up sweating more than you think you're going to be honest.
Yeah. But you don't have to like pull your arm way back and like cock it. No. Because my problem was the wrist. Yeah. I was putting so much pressure on my wrist. To me, this seems like a smaller, lighter paddle where I'm not going to. So I think pickleball will be for me.
Oh, I think you're going to love it. It's really addictive and fun. It really is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that the Grand Dame has ever played. Like, I feel like they all learned it for the first time. They all put a racket in their hand for the first time that day.
I didn't get it on like the feeling on the Golden Bachelor where like those bitches were serious. They were serious pickleball players.
Yes.
They were not messing around. But the Grand Dame obviously got a Vlasic sponsorship, which was hilarious. It was like, okay, I see what it didn't take long. It took a minute to be like, okay, so I get it. So she's having a pickle party, but it was a Vlasic, right? It was everywhere.
You know what? It escaped me. I didn't even see that. I'm sad for myself. I didn't even
But you noticed all the pickle jars. It's like all the food, all that we're eating is pickles. That's it. That's
honestly,
what you get.
Yes. Like now that you say it, yes.
That's the only food that they had was pickles.
Oh, well, they had some things in those containers.
Those chafing dishes.
Yeah,
yes.
that went flying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But Karen was really leaning into that sponsorship.
Oh, God bless. Listen.
Yeah.
It's hard out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Believe me, I do. And so let's see what else happened on this Potomac episode. So we had Candace and her mother went down to her yard to have a conversation about how Candace is a constant disappointment to her mother. But why so far in the yard?
Very far.
Like why they went all the way to the property line? Like why is there like that weird table and chairs set up way down in the grass?
Hard to say. I mean, was there shade over there from a tree? It was really far. Again, I don't think Candace has ever sat there before. The
No,
table
it
was
looked like
wobbly. It was
Yeah.
confusing. So we got to like try things out before we get on
Yes.
camera. You know, we just have to give things like one spin before we
Yeah.
take it to
Yeah.
the camera.
Yeah. It
But
seems like we're going to put the tables and chairs way down here because it's shady
property
or
line.
whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like so far. It's like
That's
the neighbors
funny.
were like, hello,
That
what are
is
you doing in my
really
yard?
funny.
Yeah. And what do you think about Candace, talking about the tour life? And she's on the tour life. The tour life is musty. Yeah.
I mean, God, I feel like she's really grinding this out, and I think she's getting traction. And that's amazing because it's really hard. So
Yeah, I
that,
imagine. Yeah.
like, doing music, I mean, I feel like the music business is like, wow, is it hard? And it is a lot of
Yeah.
money. You think about what it takes to put on a show.
Yeah.
So I think she's grinding, and I feel proud of her. I'm like, great.
How'd you feel about the shade that she gave when the tour manager was like, okay, so when you're in Atlanta again, do you want to get Drew? And she's like, no. What about Candy? She should have said, what about Candy? I've heard she's a pretty famous recording artist.
Oh my gosh, poor Drew.
Yeah, poor Drew.
Poor Drew.
Well, that Candace thing is interesting to me always. I'm always waiting to see what she's going to say next. And let's see. Oh, so then we had the Juan Robyn thing where nobody expected Juan to appear at the pickleball, but he did.
Mhm.
And he just takes a lot of shit from people and walks away. He just, once they start talking about something he doesn't like, he's like, I'm out. Juan's out.
Juan is so unattractive to me now.
Really?
Yeah. He's lost 100% of his hotness. Gone. Bye. See you later.
Okay, so he's unattractive to you because he's a well-known cheater. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
I think they're
And a liar?
dynamic. Robyn, get a grip. The whole thing is just depressing to watch.
Yeah. I think nobody believes anything that he says. And it's interesting too, because he was saying off camera, talking to Giselle, and she was like trying to have a talking to with him. And he's just like, what? I'm a man. I mean, but I didn't do anything. So
I don't believe a word of it. I mean, even when he said they were talking about that girl, whoever that woman was, and he was like, he said she's beautiful.
Oh, is it the coach that he's now been seen with like twice? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why are you saying that? I mean, it's just all wrong. It's just It Wasn't Me, the song. And it's depressing. I find the whole thing really depressing. Robyn's take on it is bumming me out. I'm just like, she's a beautiful woman. Like, go find someone else. One is not
now
that
they're
into
married.
you.
Yeah, they're married again.
It's a mess.
So now she's going to do whatever she can to make it work because she was like, I married him twice.
I know. When Giselle is like trying to talk sense into you in this situation,
yeah,
it's bad.
I've noticed on Instagram lately, Ashley she does a lot of Instagram reels and TikTok dances, and I've seen Giselle's been her backup dancer lately. It's pretty funny.
It's cute.
Giselle has no rhythm,
not a lick, and it's cute because it's fun.
Yeah, because they laugh. When we were leaving BravoCon, we talked in the airport to Heather Gay, Angie K, and her husband, just hanging out with them, just like old friends.
Wow.
And then in the line to get on the airplane to DC was Ashley and her hairdresser. We talked to her for forever.
Oh my God.
Candace also there. Nope.
Nothing.
Because she was the two of them were not speaking. Like not at all. Not at all. No. And they were just like completely. They were sitting like near each other, like one in front of the other, but not speaking. Not speaking.
Eek.
Yeah. And Ashley was just standing with us regular people getting her luggage, and Candace was off to the side and had a driver that was like getting her luggage and took her out, and she didn't stand with us getting the luggage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How
she couldn't be bothered.
Uncomfortable. Well, I mean, they go hot and cold, those two. That's for damn sure.
Well, they're currently very, very,
cold,
very cold. Very cold.
Now, what vibe did you get from Angie K and her husband out of curiosity?
Well, I had met him in one of the Bravo Palooza rooms where you have the drinks and stuff. So I went up to him. Nobody was talking to him. So I just went up to him. I was like, will you get a picture? And when I tell you within 4 seconds, he had an assistant. He was like, oh, yeah. And I'm going to see if I could turn this on to show you the effect. He had this assistant go, yeah, take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
And held up this light to make sure it was just right.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And I was like, wow. A couple of the housewives had somebody hold up a light just to make sure the lighting was good.
I mean, light is everything, at the end of the day.
He was perfectly nice, and Heather Gay was great. She just walked with us and we talked. She was super fun. Yeah. Super fun. Loved them. She hasn't gotten back to me about my interview request, which she told me she would, but that's okay. Maybe our friendship didn't surpass the airport, but I was hoping it would, but guess not. That's okay. So what else happened? We had the situation with Wendy and NECA, and possibly Wendy's mother sent pictures of NECA's family to a shrine, or did voodoo? I don't quite understand what was happening there.
You can't understand it. It isn't to be understood. This is like one of those housewife situations where we don't have the full story.
Right.
At least I don't have the full story. I cannot make heads or goddamn tails out of this situation. I truly cannot.
I'm going to put a hex on you, and I'm going to put your picture on a shrine. But they're Catholic.
But why?
So I don't understand. Why is she mad at her?
Why does the mom have a beef with NECA?
I don't know, because it's like NECA's sister is friends with somebody's cousin.
No, that's what we don't know. That's really what we don't know. And so it's too complicated. And there's like an elder and a hex involved, which, is hard. And
it's unusual.
I don't like these two women fighting. That's also not fun for me.
What about the two husbands?
Well, to know who's following you and who you're following on Facebook is psychotic.
Right. If I ever looked, I would. If my friend count went down 10 people tomorrow, I would be like, oh well, I don't know.
If my friend count went down to 0 tomorrow, I wouldn't know. I do not know. I don't have any sense of what Facebook has going on over there, and what I know Instagram. I know my Instagram numbers. I do not have a sense of Facebook. And so it's just so bizarre to have a conversation about Facebook numbers to me. It just feels, because, that's the kind of thing like, hey, so-and-so, we have mutual friends. Mm-hmm. At least maybe like 7 years ago, 10 years ago, you would have a mutual friend. I'll speak for myself. There's moments where I was like, this person and I have 20 mutual friends. Let me friend them for no good reason, out of boredom.
Yes.
So, something like that could happen.
But he said that they went to college together.
Okay.
But for Wendy's husband, obviously knew that NECA's husband was previously friends with him on Facebook, and he went to check and they were no longer friends on Facebook. So he knew that they were friends on Facebook before. So here's what I think, because what they're not saying is when NECA got cast on the show, then Eddie went to look and was like, I think her husband, I think I know him from college or something, and went and looked and goes, yeah, we're Facebook friends. And then getting closer into the show and all this other stuff's going on, Wendy said to look again to Eddie, are you sure you're friends with him? And he went and goes, well, I was, but now I'm not. He must have unfriended me.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought NECA's husband was the one saying that that Eddie unfriended him. That's what I thought.
Oh.
But I could be wrong.
Okay, well,
I could be wrong.
Either way,
your story holds.
Either way, if it's the opposite, it's still weird. And I'm coming from a husband who doesn't even barely have LinkedIn. My husband would not know a Facebook and Instagram or anything.
Yeah.
So it is a little weird for a doctor to be like, hey, I got to check on who's friends with me on Facebook.
It's dark. It's really it's really dark, and it's lame. And it's beneath us as a storyline, quite frankly.
I agree. And did you find it odd that he was traveling in his scrubs? Did he immediately leave an operating room and grab his bag and head right to the airport?
I have had radical acceptance apparently during this episode. Like the pickles, I had a radical acceptance around the amount of pickles. I accepted those scrubs without a question. Sadly,
You didn't think that was odd? How often do you see a person right from the OR in their scrubs?
I said, okay. It didn't even register. I just was like, scrubs. Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it was all labeled. So, like, we got it. You're a doctor. Like, we see your name, your name of your,
You got to make an impression here. So.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting with this Wendy and Nneka thing. And I don't want them to fight either, especially because their families come from the same tribe. And, you don't want to see that happen.
It's horrible. And I don't even understand what's going on. So, and I do think it was exacerbated by your friend from the airport,
Ashley.
And so, Ashley really does stir it up real good and then like drops her hands and walks away.
Yeah. She's a good housewife.
Right.
She's a good housewife.
She does know how to do that. One thing that did make me laugh that I do need to say about that episode was when the Grand Dame, when she was like talking about Giselle's new boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, I don't even think he lives in the phone is so funny to me. It's such a funny concept that a man
because we see Jamal just on the phone because we always saw Jamal's face on the phone.
Phone. Like living in the phone is such a slam, Yes. And so when she was like, this guy, she doesn't even know if Jason is it, that he doesn't even live. She hasn't even seen him in the phone. So like, where are you? I'm like, oh, she's so good. She's so funny.
I have never really watched Summer House at all, but I'm dipping a little into Winter House only because Schwartz is on there and Brian Benny from Family Karma.
Okay.
And so I'm recognizing like Riley, RHYLEE from Below Deck from like when I did watch Below Deck many years ago.
Yes.
Recognize her. And then Aisha that talks like this.
Oh, she's on there?
Yeah, she's on there. And then there's an Australian girl named Katie who Tom Schwartz is hooking up with, but he's having a hard time hooking up with her because her name's Katie. But that Jason guy is on there. And so I said, I said to my daughter last night, she was watching, I said, that guy is dating Giselle. And she's like, the lady that's like your age? I was like, yes.
Yes.
That lady. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know people think that scene with them was forced when the sushi, but I kind of thought it was cute. I thought good for her. I mean, it felt like she had it in the right area, calling him like a tenderoni.
Yeah.
And it felt like, okay, she's having fun with a tenderoni. And I thought he seemed into her. I don't know. Maybe I'm like
I thought he liked her, but lots of people are like calling it fake. But she's so gorgeous. I mean, any guy would be into her. You know?
mean, that waiter was checking her out big time. That young waiter, she is gorgeous. I thought they seemed cute together. Do I think it's like this is it for her and she's going to be with him forever? No, but I thought they looked cute and were having fun. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Lots of people think it's fake, but I'm just so like, I just take everything for face value. I'm like, yes, you always eat pickles at pickleball.
Right.
Yes. And you always wear your scrubs on the airplane. Just take it at face value.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's move on to Salt Lake City. We had a lot this week at Salt Lake City. Heather and Monica sort of made up after the bonnet fiasco.
Yeah.
Prairie Day or whatever they were calling it, Pioneer Day, which we learned a lot. We learned that as children, they played a game, who are you going to throw off your wagon? Like, who's not going to make it on the wagon, which is pretty harsh.
Dark.
It's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
It's a dark game for children to play.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And I love how Lisa Barlow is like, I'm just going to keep this on because it's keeping my ears warm. Yeah. So we watched that last night. It was on Tuesday night before the new one was on. And when they were at that table holding up the little glass bottles, like, okay, it's got a shell in it. What does that mean? And Whitney's like, oh, it means a beach. And we're like, yay, Whitney. It's like, that's, yeah. Because she's like, does it mean a beach? And then she was like, pink sand. And then Lisa Barlow, who already knew the answer,
She
was
did.
like,
Oh, that's funny.
she was, because Heather had already told her where they were
I
going.
forgot that. I thought I actually thought she nailed it. I was like, oh.
No. Mm-mm. She was like, pink sand. Bermuda has pink sand. And then I loved when Monica imitated Lisa's voice.
It was really good.
It was really good. So they had that fight, and then Monica was just like hot and cold, and she wasn't helping to sell the trip or anything, and Heather was upset because she's like, we're shooting a scene here. You're supposed to be hyping up. So they go to a bar, and they have a drink, and they make up, and Heather's like, you're just very like hot and cold and up and down, and you got to get a thicker skin or whatever she said to her. But Monica then came to her senses that she doesn't want to miss a cast trip to Bermuda.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I see that the internet is team Monica over this, but yeah, Lisa definitely got things going, but Monica takes it and runs so far, and she goes so that's why people are, quieting her down and tampering her down. But that's what happens when, you go like so high,
Yeah.
But God, Monica is like, without her, what would we have?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, she's literally making the season.
Yeah, I'm enjoying her just for the, you don't know what she's going to say, crazy aspect. She's like a little bit of a Kelly Dodd, will just blurt like, you're ugly, just like, God. Shave your chin, just like out of the blue, will say something really like the meanest thing ever. Right. Mary Cosby does it too, just like, what's wrong with you? You're inbred.
I couldn't take it. I don't want Mary's reads coming my way. I wouldn't survive them, truly.
No.
Never.
Whitney said last night, I watched What Happens Live, Andy said, like, what's the worst thing you've ever heard Mary say? And Whitney said to Andy, well, that thing I told you earlier. And Andy goes, oh, okay. Like, don't say it. Like, whatever it was. Like, I'm dying to know.
Bad.
It was so bad. It was like, too bad.
Not here, not
He's
now.
Like, and then Whitney goes, the inbred thing was pretty bad, which is interesting since she married her step granddad.
Well, there's always that. There's always going to be that, I mean, the scene that she had with Monica, it's amazing when she just seems completely normal and lucid, and on planet Earth. It's like, oh, hi.
You have to come to her house. You have to come to her home.
You do. You definitely do. But she's had moments with Monica out in the world. Mm-hmm. I think Monica and Heather, Mary can connect with.
What about Meredith? She and Meredith are buddies, which is the weirdest.
That's not real. That is a show thing. They're not like, Meredith does not connect with Mary, in my opinion. I don't think they have any. Don't you dare. Sorry.
Yeah, worried about your cord. Fix it. Okay.
Otto? No, I think that was totally like produced show relationship, but Heather and her have a natural way about them, and Monica and her have a nice way. But everyone else, it's just Mary does. It's just amazing to watch. She's just not in the mood.
She doesn't like you. She doesn't like you. Wow. She's not going to pretend. But did you notice that in her main living area now, no more green carpet?
I didn't.
Deanna, so remember how a couple of seasons ago she had her cousin or somebody that works for her that's in her family was coming over to do like she was going to redecorate.
Yeah.
And she had that green carpet that looked like a putting green, that her whole living room was that green carpet.
Yeah.
And we've seen her in her house with that green carpet since the season started. And maybe even when Meredith was over there, but now it's gone. Now it's like, it's beige. Yeah. And they made a point to show it. So I was like, okay, thank God. Thank God. It's not 1986 anymore.
She's got a lot happening. A lot going on.
We haven't seen her walking around her bedroom closet talking to her chambermaid cousin. we haven't seen that. We've only seen her in her formal areas with her Willy Wonka chairs in her kitchen.
I mean, having her on the show is just like having a reluctant housewife. I just don't think we've ever seen it before.
She's furious. It's like she's being held there. She's like a hostage. She does not want to be there.
I don't know why she said yes. I'm dying to know. I really don't. no, because I
He
don't.
told Andy it was because they needed her help.
Yeah, but that's not a real answer.
Yeah, I mean, no.
She's not
I don't
doing
know
charity
why.
work.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, he said on his radio show, somebody called in, was like, I'm glad Mary's there, but she doesn't seem to participate in anything. And he goes, yeah, and that continues throughout the season. She just refuses to
Right.
participate in everything.
And it's not like she's promoting her church, because she really isn't.
No, I don't think it's
not church
going
related.
No.
That would make sense to me. You want to grow your congregation and get the word out, but that's not what's happening.
The holiday season is around the corner, and with it comes gift giving, lots of great food, and of course, the dreaded holiday pictures. Nothing is worse than when you take a picture and you think, all right, that was fine, and you get it back. In the old school days, like drive through and get it back from the hour photo processing. But I mean, now these days you look at your phone and you go, oh, everybody looks good but me, but I guess I'll just have to go with it. We can't control all aspects of the holidays, but we can make sure you feel confident and camera ready for your photos. That's why I'm excited that we're partnering with Apostrophe. Apostrophe's goal is to help you feel confident in your own skin, whether you're dealing with breakouts, signs of aging, that's me, or acne scarring. Apostrophe is going to help you love the skin you're in. They're an online platform that connects you to an expert dermatology team to get customized treatment for your skin. You can get access to oral and topical medications that are clinically proven ingredients to help. You're going to fill out the online consultation. You guys, I love an online consultation. This one was fun. And then you snap a few selfies. They tell you exactly what to do. And a dermatology provider is going to create a customized treatment plan just for you. They're offering access to prescription treatments for all types of acne. You could have hormonal acne, facial acne, back acne, chest acne, butt acne, all of it, head to toe. So it doesn't matter what your skincare goals are. Mine is to reduce some of these aging spots and, of course, get rid of my wrinkles and skin texture and all that. Get rid of course, is not possible because I am 55 years old. But I loved when I got my personalized experience from Apostrophe. I unboxed it. It had these cute stickers in it. One of them I stuck on my mirror in my bathroom for some, inspiration, because I'm that kind of girl. We have a great deal for our audience. You're going to get your first visit for only $5 at apostrophe.com/pinkshade when you use our code pinkshade. That's a savings of $15. It's normally $20. With our code, it's $5. This code is available only to our listeners. So you're going to go to apostrophe.com/pinkshade, click get started, and then use our code pinkshade at the sign up, and you'll get your first visit for only $5. Thank you, Apostrophe, for sponsoring our episode. No, it's just real strange. It's real strange. Okay, so we can move on to, let's see, we talked about Monica going to visit Mary. Okay, so we had the really sad situation with Whitney's friend who passed away that we got to see lots of footage of her friend. And so let's start with Whitney and Justin are in the car and they're coming from therapy. Have you noticed Justin's really leaning into his labels?
Mary, Payne.
Yes.
I don't know why that's happening. I don't like it. It's not for him. No, it's weird. It doesn't work. They're wearing matching labels. They were both wearing Gucci t-shirts. It's embarrassing.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know what's happening.
He was on, when she was on Watch What Happens Live, not this last time, but the first time she was on this season, he was in like head to toe Gucci. I'm talking like the jacket, the pants, the shirt, the hat, like as if he was about to go on stage at a rap concert. Like, or he was Billie Eilish, one of the two. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What, sir, what are you doing?
It's not.
It's very weird,
sir. This is not your area. It's not your area. No. Step away from the labels if you don't mind.
No, the Fendi hat. He's leaning into all of
it. Oh my God. I can't. It doesn't make
He had too much time off. He went shopping too much. Bless him. Well, so they're in the car and he says randomly, like, I don't really like talking to the therapist. I'd really like just talk to our friend. So I was like, does that mean you guys are going to do a podcast too? Was that leading us for that?
Not.
eye roll. But that was very sad that her friend passed away. And so my daughter who was watching goes, then why did she go to that jewelry party if her friend died that morning? And I was like, well, she probably already had hair and makeup scheduled and she was already going. And she was like, does she get paid less if she doesn't go to the party? I was like, no.
I mean, I do think that I think the reality of someone passing away is different than like the idea of it. And I think you're in shock and you just do things, I think
continue with your day. Yeah.
I mean, it would be 100% great if she didn't. And I think it's fine that she did,
Yeah.
I had no problem with that. Well, what I couldn't believe was how incredible her friend looked the week before at that party. Like, I don't even understand that she was so sick. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, she looked like a perfectly healthy human being, young, beautiful woman.
Was she at a party the week before, though? Because I know that Whitney had said, I just talked to her last week, and she seems to really be accepting the fact that this is the end.
I thought she had said my party the week before. Whatever it wasn't that long ago, right?
No, it was within a couple of months. Yeah.
So maybe it was okay. That's helpful because I thought I heard her say it was the week before, which was just like what?
She did say the week before. She said when I went to visit her, like last week, she said she was coming to terms with this is the end, and it's just really hard.
I heard that too. I thought she admit, okay. That I mean, even if it was a couple months before, she looked completely healthy, normal, vibrant.
Yeah,
did not
really
look like
sad.
Someone who was dying. No, it was really sad.
So what did you think about that at the party when she got so mad at Lisa because Lisa, I guess everyone had called her and checked in with her, but she was talking and Lisa came up and was like, hi girls. And just like, she didn't immediately say, oh, Whitney,
horrible.
I'm so glad you're here. I know that your
she
friend
forgot.
passed.
She forgot.
She forgot.
And
then when Whitney was like,
forgot. And did not register it when she saw Whitney and that's the problem because she is so self-absorbed and she got caught. And did she feel it in the moment when Whitney called her? Sure. And did she send flowers? Sure. But Meredith took one look at her and knew something had happened, right? Like she could see it. She's aware of her surroundings. She's dropped into other human beings and can see.
Even Brooks was hugging her.
Yeah. So it's she just got called out for who she is, which is a very narcissistic little girl.
She didn't like it. Of
course, it doesn't feel good to get called out because she thought she covered her bases. There's flowers coming. She had put the call in. But then she spaced on it completely.
She comes up, is trying to talk to her about drama. And Whitney's like, I had a friend just pass away and I don't want to talk about this drama. He's like, oh yeah, sorry. Flowers are coming. She's like, I don't give a shit about the flowers. Like we're friends. But it was interesting that Lisa's like taking her mic off. It's like, fuck this, fuck that. When she gets mad, she will take that mic off and she will have a hot mic moment. And then she's walking out with her husband who's also mic'd talking, which maybe she'll never learn. But I thought that was pretty juicy. And then also, I was going to ask you, I'm looking here are my notes. Whitney's husband, Justin, labels, question mark.
Yeah, I have weirded out by Justin wearing labels.
I think Whitney was completely right calling out Lisa. And I think that Lisa, even when she's going with Jack to try on the mission clothes, which is just like mission clothes are us wherever they went.
That was funny.
Even that, she's just like, don't you want to wear this because you want to look good? He's like, no, Mom. And he basically was like, I can't wait to get away from you.
Yeah.
That was hard. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
It was hard to hear.
Yeah.
And then people have spotted him in the OC. So what's happening? Is he doing a training camp in the OC and then he's going to Columbia?
I don't think he's going to Columbia. I think that's off the table for whatever reason.
Okay. Now let me ask you about Beverly Hills.
Okay.
So as of this recording, which is Wednesday, we don't have a new episode to talk about. Everybody says the one that's coming this week is going to be like so crazy because they're having like a dinner party that's all like weed based.
Is it
and they're
tonight?
all going to be. I don't know. I don't think it's Wednesday night. I think it's like Thursday night.
Okay.
See, again, it just comes to me and it's on my DVR, and then I'm happy.
Yeah.
But Andy has said like it's crazy because it's the whole cast is there plus Camille plus Denise.
Ooh,
and they're all calling out Kyle for this situation with this Morgan Wade.
Oh my God.
And the separation and how like, just be honest, like you're not being honest with us. Like what's really happening?
Wow. Electric.
Because it was in real time that we were all like, what's going on there? You know?
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then have you seen the clip going around? Paris has a new show. Paris Hilton has a new show about her baby. Have you seen the one where she shows Kathy, like, here's your grandchild?
It goes down as the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. What the hell?
Give me the main points. There are many reasons why it's disturbing.
She didn't tell her mom she was pregnant and having a baby, or I don't know, was she even pregnant? Did she do it?
She wasn't pregnant. It was a surrogate.
Okay, so she didn't tell her mom she was having a baby.
No.
That is bizarro land.
It's very weird that she didn't, at least when she knew everything was out of the woods with the surrogate, towards the end say, we were waiting until a time where we felt it was safe to tell it. And then, but the baby is coming in 2 weeks or,
It's bizarre.
Like wild.
It's bizarre to just have a baby on your person and then have your mom show up. That
she walks in the room is like, this is your grandchild.
And then the poor baby was handled like I don't even know what. The way they were holding that poor baby, it was just, I also felt like, you can do that with a puppy. You can have that cute surprise. I don't think it's like fun or cute or kind or normal to do that with a baby. It's just bizarre to me.
And have you seen that clip, that one that's going around, and then it shows like the older cousins like playing in the hallway and stuff of Paris's house? Every wall is a 20-foot by 20-foot glossy of Paris in her own home. It's like in the foyer, above the fireplace, above the couch. And some of them have like track lighting on them, like what my kids have in their rooms, like the LED light. Some of them have that, like traced out on the outline of her body, and this is her home. And then like the front center hallway is like in marble, says like that's hot in pink or something. Like the home is a advertisement for herself, to herself.
Listen, there was a lot. Did you watch the documentary where Paris discussed the place she was sent away to, and she was ripped out of her bed by these two men? Do you know this story?
I know the story. I have not seen the documentary. Okay. I think it was too upsetting. And I know a friend of mine who they did something similar to their kid.
Oh, Jesus
Like
Christ.
In the middle of the night, came and took the kid out of the house and sent him to a boarding school somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
for like a year. Yeah.
That is why, she didn't tell her mom that a baby was coming. Like, there has been so much damage to that relationship. And I think that Paris was completely damaged. It is so terrible. There's nothing more terrifying to have two men come into your bedroom, two grown men take you, and your parents are standing there watching as you're being taken out of the house. That is as damaging as it gets. And what you're saying to that organization as parents is, you can do whatever you want to my child, and I'm stepping down. Do whatever you see fit. It is a complete release of any,
But I think with Paris, from what I've read, the article, I think there was like a Vanity Fair that I read about it or something. And I think it was her parents thought she was like, she was sneaking out and going out and all that. And they didn't feel that they had any way to control her. But a situation like that with a young woman, especially, and what happened to her and stuff is like, so in my situation, the person that I know that did it, the son was like, literally they were afraid he was going to blow their house up, or I mean, he had like real major. He was constantly like stealing cars and crashing, and there was nothing they could do to keep him in the house because he's like bigger than them. Like you're grounded, like didn't work, and he's like 15, 16. Like they couldn't do, so they couldn't, and no boarding school or anything would take him because he kept like flunking out of all of them. So they tried to do the scared straight thing, and it's the same idea. And they came in the middle of the night. I think it was like December 22nd. It was like 2 days for Christmas or something, and took him out. And then he did a wilderness program. And then from there, he went to like this boarding school. And then he just graduated from college, is doing great. But I don't think it was the same thing that Paris Hilton did. It sounded like hers was nothing but like full on sexual, mental abuse, everything. This kid that we know like went on Outward Bound and then went to like a legit actual school.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's horrible to think as a parent that you would have to get to that point to be like, I can't control this situation. But I guess my thought on the Paris Hilton thing is, as a young woman, and it didn't sound like Rick and Kathy did much research of where she was going, or they just let word of mouth somebody tell them it was good and they didn't go and see themselves.
I don't know.
And these people are like, Hilton money will take it.
Yeah. I don't know. I do listen, everything has consequences, and you know, she's had an arrested development and she's been affected by that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
but I mean, you think about the Hilton sisters and what they went through, like with their mom teaching them how to get a man and all that stuff. You know, it's just all that trauma just trickles down.
Yeah.
But I think Paris just recently said she had another baby.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Now, is that baby born, or is she just telling us that it's on the way? Yeah. The thing about not telling her mother, I never really put it together, like you just said, that it's because of all this trauma with her mom, because they seem so like tight when you see them on TV and stuff. It seems like they're like gal pals.
Listen, I don't really know, but
makes sense what you said.
It was strange. Nothing stranger than that. The whole thing was just bizarro land. You don't surprise people with a baby. I'm sorry.
No.
You just
a puppy?
don't. A puppy, no problem. Sure.
Yeah.
A guinea pig, fine. But not a baby.
But even you have to think like her mom doesn't come over, because surely they had like a nursery being readied and baby clothes, and you know, she didn't let her mom give her a baby shower, which was, you know, all Kathy wants to do is throw a party.
She really does. Yeah. She was definitely like, you know, pushing back on her mother.
It's interesting. It's like she wanted to have it just with her husband. Now I don't know anything about the husband's family, but I wonder if the husband's family knew.
That's a good question. Probably.
They only didn't tell Kathy's family.
Yeah. I mean, Kathy seems like a bit of a monster, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I think all that stuff Lisa Rinna tried to expose
was real.
I think it's all true. All true.
I think
Kathy didn't film
most
anything
of it
this
is
season.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe not 100%, but
at all. Yeah.
You know, she's a scary lady. I don't know.
Little Kathy's just like Big Kathy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. When is that documentary going to come out? Like based on that book, House of Hilton. Like when is that documentary coming out? It's got to be coming. Hulu's got to be making it right now as we speak.
Hulu loves to throw a doc together.
They will throw one together last minute and
quick.
slap it on the screen, and I will watch it every time.
They should. I mean, they could get you over there, you know, chit chatting. Like they don't need sources that are sources. No. You know, we could both be just weighing in. You know.
No, I mean, I've read the book. You saw the documentary.
Yeah,
we're experts.
We're good.
Yeah,
bring us in. Put us in, Coach.
Oh my gosh, what else are you watching right now that's not Bravo related?
Well, as we know, as we said earlier, I'm not feeling great. So I put myself in the bed at 6:30 last night. which was very helpful, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I took to the documentary, the Mother God documentary.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Well, there was a Dateline or something about it, so I knew about it.
Okay.
I haven't seen this documentary. I am going to have John Hill on next week to talk about it because he's obsessed with it.
Okay.
So I'm going to just bang it out in one fell swoop and take some notes.
It's a quick, I think it's only 3 episodes. I believe, on Max.
Listen, how'd you feel about it?
I sort of thought I was completely tapped out on white people and cults. Honestly, I was like, I can't watch white people being this dense and malleable. I just think I gotta tap out.
You've had enough of it.
I'm full.
Okay.
And for my Substack, which I'll plug at the end, called How to Be Less Old, my partner Emily Foster wrote about this, and she kind of did a funny thing where she was weaving new terms into her experience watching the documentary.
Yes.
The new lingo. So I was like, I gotta watch it. And I will say, I mean, yeah, if you have any bandwidth left for, susceptible, it just so, God, it's just such a playbook, I'm like, I can't get anyone to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I can't move. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I try, but I just don't think okay, so she has a small but mighty group of followers. Right. And she is considering herself Mother God. And, the retention rate was stupendous. She didn't have any fallout, which was impressive because usually, they start peeling off once they realize.
Yeah.
Did you remember the Oprah episode back in the day when she had the blue man on?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's colloidal silver that he was ingesting. We're in a real colloidal silver. Am I saying it correctly? Colloidal?
I think so.
Colloidal, we're in a real colloidal silver area in the documentary.
Tell me if I'm remembering this from the Dateline. Was she trying to sell it also to cure COVID? Yes.
They didn't get into the. Did they get it? I don't recall COVID. They were they were trying to move it, and that may be right. Yeah, they were definitely trying to move it as like an alternative to antibiotics, everything. But she got blue as hell. She was blue. She outblued that blue man from Oprah.
Wow. Okay.
She was blue as hell. Okay.
Yeah, she's blue. And then she felt like, this is the color I'm supposed to be. All of you white people are the wrong color.
Yeah, she never even I don't know that she even looked in it. She was also, a raging alcoholic, but they were able, the way you have to bend their bodies and their minds to make it all work. For the storyline that she's carved out. It's just wild. So I would say if you have the bandwidth, which it seems you very much do.
I do. I'm into it.
I would give it a watch. It also didn't have, what it didn't have, which I appreciated, was, and I guess there obviously always more can be revealed, but there didn't seem to be that sexual abuse component to the cults. That's good. That usually at some point. Sure. I mean, she did name some father gods along the way. Yeah. But the worst thing she did was she would tell them that they're brilliant and that they're the next father god, and then they would be like, oh yeah, I am. So
did she ditch him for the next father god?
She had a system in place. You'd be like the multiverse father god, and you're the ultimate. She had a way. Again, you make it work. You gotta, RuPaul said, make it work. So, I mean, it's a ride, truly.
What about? Did you watch the Teal Swan one?
I didn't make my way through.
Okay, well, you get your eyes on that next time you feel that
Yeah, I
you
might.
can watch more dumb white people.
Yeah, it's
Um,
susceptible
the
as
Teal Swan
hell.
one is real good. And then, of course, there's the Twin Flames one, which I haven't watched, but I know it because of the podcast.
Yeah,
And those that's still a real active
yeah.
cult. And you may have to become transgender to find your twin flame. Just whatever they tell you is what you have to do.
I got halfway through that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think, oh, okay, I got it. And then people are literally changing gender I mean, it's just
It's a wild world that we live in. And
I
you think, how could somebody be so susceptible to it and so dumb? But then, when you do hear some people that have gotten out of Nexium and stuff, and they
Right.
kind of tell you the slow burn of how it happened.
Right.
Then you
We
think, well,
all have been indoctrinated. I have been indoctrinated into things, and they are
yes.
my beliefs, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
absolutely, I could rattle them off. So
Yeah.
it's not, we all have been indoctrinated. It's just interesting. It's like there's a need, and usually it starts out with what makes sense is like you're trying to better yourself, and
oh yeah, always starts
it
out, or you're
always
trying to clear the planet, as it were, with Scientology.
right.
Yeah.
It's a lofty ideas, and a lot of times it's like we all need to like live in the same house and be
Sure. Yeah.
and all of that sounds just fine. It just takes a turn. That's all.
It always takes a turn. When one person gets too much power, it always takes a turn.
Go ahead and take a nice turn.
Do you think that Jen Shaw is trying to establish her own cult in prison? She's fighting it out with Elizabeth Holmes for head bitch in charge.
Wow. Those two. What a match made, really and truly.
I think so.
Two hustlers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be interested to see, because I know she has to serve at least 5 years, I think, of the 7 or whatever, or 6 of the 7. She has to serve almost the 90% of it or whatever, because it's a federal charge. So it'll be real interesting to see. She's going to be out in a jiffy before we know it. And it'll be so interesting if she'll just pop right back on the TV like Teresa did. Here
Possibly.
I am. Did you miss me?
I mean, we've never seen such a lightness of spirit as when she was like caught. When Jen got caught, she was breezy, light as a feather. Truly.
Yeah, light. That was one of my favorite things at BravoCon. They had these experiences that you do, so you sort of relive things, and you could get in a Sprinter van and put on a Lisa Barlow furry coat, and then you grab your cell phone, and then like you put your hand like I'm shaking, I'm physically shaking, and they put it behind you. It says like I'm shaking, I'm physically shaking, and you're pretending to be. I was like, you should have it there. I need to call one of my 7 lawyers. Yeah.
Did you have the time? I'm sure you've discussed it a million times, but did you have the time of your life did you love it?
Yes, it was very fun because last year I only did one day. This year we did VIP, and we were there like boots on the ground from the minute it opened. I mean, we did it all. We did it all. And then by the second day, we were so tired. We're like, all right, do we need to go to these photo ops? We didn't pay for it, so we're just not going to go. Like a couple of things like that. Once we sort of, now that we've got the lay of the land, and I got way too many sparkly dresses. Didn't need that many. Didn't need that many. Just really didn't need any, actually. Yeah.
Really? You didn't need any?
Yeah. I mean, I could have worn them, but it's Vegas. So having never been to Vegas, I was like, you got to wear sparkles for every occasion. But turns out
you find out, I feel like in most times when you're traveling, is that you need to be moving and comfortable. At the end of the day,
yes,
you're doing more laps and steps than anything else, and you just need to be able to move.
It doesn't really matter how cute you are.
Yeah,
it really doesn't, and nobody's looking at me anyway. You know, people are looking at the Bravo Labs. But yes, it was very fun. It was very worth it. I'll be doing it again next year. I'll start my fund now because it drained me of all money.
Wow.
Very expensive.
Let me ask you another question. I know we're wrapping up, but how did you guys deal with food?
What do you mean?
Eating? Like, what did you eat?
So what I did all 3 mornings was ordered some room service breakfast.
Great.
Ate that big meal.
Solid
big meal.
start. Ooh, I love it.
Toast, the whole thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. Staying at Caesars. Ate, and then nothing all day.
Huh?
Not a bite.
What?
But in the afternoon, when we had Bravo Palooza tickets every day at 2:00, and this was the room that you go in. It's like a cocktail party where the Bravo Lebs are you're mingling.
That's fun.
And there were past apps, and you got 2 free drinks.
Okay.
So what we learned is 2:00 is maybe not the best time for Mary Payne to have 2 free drinks. So because then you get real sleepy by like 5. You get real sleepy about 5:00.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That 2 is a tough hour. It's like you don't have enough time to kind of regroup.
Yeah. Now you could go over to the VIP lounge or anywhere and get a drink if you want. But for me, that's not what I needed to be doing. So we ate the free past apps that were there. And then we did only one day, only the first day, because we were there the marathon the whole day. Did we go to where they were selling food and got like a little box that had charcuterie in it? People said the food, anything else they got, like you could get a burger or whatever, it wasn't good. I mean, a couple of times Ingrid grabbed some chips, but that was it. And then at night we went to like really nice dinners.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Like the fancies. Yeah. We went to that Martha Stewart restaurant. Like we did it.
You guys did it. Wow. Okay.
But Ingrid and I, because Ingrid was with me, we did figure out some things. Like we're like, okay, next year we don't have to pay for both of us to go in that Bravo Palooza. She's like, I don't need to go. Don't pay for that, So we kind of we're figuring it out.
And you feel like you needed to go all nights because of content.
Yeah, I think I wanted to go. I think maybe next year I don't have to go VIP all 3 days. I could do VIP one day, general admission the next 2, but the VIP lounge is where it's at.
That's where that's where it's up.
That's where it's at.
Are they contractually obligated to roll through the VIP lounge, do you think?
So the VIP lounge this year was huge. Last year it was small. It was huge, and they had, the step and repeat set up. So you could look over like, oh, who's that over there? Larsa. And there would be a small line. Or look, here come Ariana and Katie. That would be a big line. Or, oh, there's Whitney standing over there by the Bravo store. And then sometimes you just saw people in there mingling about, and you're like, oh, that's Christian Gray Snow is an Instagram person that I know. Or, oh, there's Doug and, like just people that you know from the Bravo verse that maybe not the Bravo Lebs themselves, have entourage, they have people shushing them from place to place. But yeah, they definitely were contractually obligated to do a certain amount of Bravo Paloozas, and a certain amount of those go in the VIP room. But you didn't know who was going to be in there ever in the VIP room.
That keeps it fun and spicy.
Yeah. You could just sit in there all day and see who rolled through and not do anything else.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next year, if you go, we'll party. Don't start drinking it too. Yeah, it's not good. All right. Tell everybody about how to be less old.
I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
So listen, bunkies, listen up and listen up good. I had a podcast called How to Be Less Old on the Earwolf Network. And then my partner, Emily Foster, and I recently fired up a Substack. So we are interviewing youths. We are unpacking terms. We're looking at things like recently I had never used AI before. And so I downloaded the app and took it for a spin to see what it would be like I asked it, to write a post for me for Instagram. And it was just fascinating. So we're doing things like that, like trying new things out. So
I'm so scared of that, Deanna.
I know. It was, you know what? Right now, I'll say that I deleted the app immediately. I was like, I'm good. But because if you have, How to Be Less Old, we are, comedy forward. And so it doesn't know comedy yet. So it can't write it can't write a post that's going to be funny or clever, but it can, but what it was interesting was like, wow, it can generate something that can be a jump off.
Okay.
That you're like, okay. And the more detail you give it, the more specific it gets. So it was kind of fascinating. But that's kind of stuff we'll do so that something new hits hits us, and we'll take a look at it and walk you through it. So it's a Substack, which is mostly written content. We put out a few pieces a week, posts, and then we do a podcast every other week in the same platform. So,
Okay.
you just, it'll come right into it's a very low tech situation. It just sounds fancy, but the newsletters come right into your email.
Yeah, I
and
get it.
the podcast does as well. And you can just listen to it on your podcast app or right from your app or whatever. And it's howtobelessold.substack.com. howtobelessold.substack.com.
I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old in my house. If you ever need anybody to do
I would
research,
love.
because my daughter, they teach me things all the time. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And then they have to explain it to me.
Please
Like,
put them in touch with me.
I know how to say 8, like that 8.
I'm
We did
sorry,
a whole.
What did you say?
Do you know about when you say something, you say like that 8?
Oh, yeah.
8. You know about 8.
I thought you were saying like the letter.
No,
the
8,
number.
like that 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter and I in the car recorded one time. It's on our Patreon. Her explaining to me what it meant.
That's cute.
Because I was like, I don't understand what it means, and she was like you'd be like, oh my gosh, you went to prom, man, you ate. And I go, so why wouldn't you assume that means that like they ate a meal at prom?
Yeah.
She's like, what you mean is like the outfit ate. So I said, my daughter's like, try to use it. So I said, okay. So if I'm going out with my friends and I'll go, Ingrid, oh my gosh, these clothes, you ate. And she's like, no.
She's like, take 2.
Okay. I go, oh, okay. The other night when we went out, Ingrid, she ate because her outfit was cute. She was like, you almost had it. You don't need to say because her outfit was cute.
Like it was a complete sentence before that.
Yeah, she ate.
Period.
Yeah. Period. She ate. And I'm like,
done.
What? But then why wouldn't I think she was at a restaurant and she ate her meal? She was like, oh my God, just forget it.
Abort.
Abort the mission.
If you're a girl, 2 girls?
No, I have a son that's 18 and a daughter that's 20.
Amazing. Yeah. If ask them, I would love to talk to them if you want to put but see if they're in the mood, if they're really genuinely in the mood.
My daughter's always in the mood.
Okay,
I'm surprised she hasn't walked in here and tried to get on the podcast. She's constantly trying to help me put out content, and it's not needed. Please, I'm doing all right.
I would love it. I'm doing all right. Put her to work. Doing all right. Mary Payne. Put her to work.
Everybody find Deanna at How to Be Less Old on Substack. And don't forget, Deanna also has a business called The Montage Queen, where she puts together montages.
Amen.
You're still doing that?
Oh, yeah. We're cranking. Okay. We're cranking.
Okay.
TheMontageQueen.com. If you have any montage needs, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, bat mitzvahs, and such.
Yeah, go look at the Montage Queen Instagram and you can get some samples. She does a lot of stuff for Casey and Danielle over on Bitch Sesh. So if you ever see some of that stuff, she's doing that work. So that's a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, please follow me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. And I'll talk to you next week with Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, more Bravo. And next week, I'm interviewing Olivia Plath of Welcome to Plathville. And that will coincide with the season finale of Welcome to Plathville. So that'll be out next week too.
How fun.
Yeah. Very excited about that. Got lots of questions. Okay, Deanna, I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.